So, in the last class, I asked you to do a particular numerical. So, we'll discuss that numerical first of all, and then we'll go to the next. So, the numerical was such that you have to find out the velocity of the body using the conservation of momentum theorem. So how to find out that? So I explained that thing. So today what I will do now is I'll just share the screen, and so can you see the screen? Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can
Okay,
see.
then try to solve the numerical. It take your, I'll give you 5 to 10 minutes time. Just try to solve the numerical. And after you have found out the velocity or the velocity of the second ball, then you people will do what? You people will have to find out the coefficient of restitution. That means that E thing. So just find it out now. So have you written down the, are you trying? Okay, someone tried.
Yes, sir. We
Okay,
are.
okay, I won't say the answer. Just wait for the others to finish. Please mute your mic. Please mute your mic. You want. Hello. So are you guys trying to do it?
Sure. I think we have done this tomorrow.
Tomorrow, how can you do it?
Yesterday, sir. Already
Yesterday
done.
you have done, but you have not revealed the answer.
Yesterday.
Most of you did not reveal the answer. This is why I am asking you to do it again. Understood? Most of
We
your
will.
friends, most of your friends have not given me the answer. So I am asking you to do again. Understood? Did you write the answer in the chat box yesterday?
I had done.
Okay, you had done, then write the answer in the chat box. I don't have any problem. Many of your friends are writing, I can see the answers. But some of you have not done, na? So you have to do it, right? I can give you chances every day. Okay, most of you have given me the correct answer only. So the answer is E is 0.5 and V2 is 1. Okay, now so these are the two answers. So now I think so it is clear for all of you. So I'll give you another numerical now. We'll have to do that. Okay. Okay, before starting the next numerical, let us do one thing. Let us discuss another topic. Then only you can do that. So the topic is loss of kinetic energy during collision. Now the kinetic energy may be broadly. Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We see green.
The kinetic energy may be defined as the energy possessed by the body by virtue of its mass and velocity. Mathematically, what this kinetic energy means is equal to half mv square. Okay, so suppose a body has some mass, okay, and it is moving with a velocity v. Now the energy that is possessed by the body because of its movement, it is called kinetic energy. Okay, so it is given by E equal to half mv square. So where m is the mass of the body and v is the velocity of the body. Now if you see, the loss of kinetic energy during impact may be obtained by finding out the kinetic energy of the two bodies before and after the impact. Now suppose what happens, if you can see from the figure, a truck is colliding with a car. So what happens? Because of this collision, there will be certain amount of impact. Because of this impact, definitely there will be certain amount of loss in kinetic energy. So this impact is being found out how? This impact is being found out by comparing or by finding out the kinetic energy of the two bodies before and after the impact. This means after impact what will happen and before impact what will happen. So the difference between these two gives the loss of kinetic energy during the impact. Now if you see, suppose you consider m1. M1 is the mass of the first body, m2 is the mass of the second body. Now u1 is the what? Initial velocity of the first body, and u2 is the what? Initial velocity of the second body. And then similarly v1 and v2 are final velocities of first and second bodies. And E is what? Coefficient of restitution. Now if you can see, so before impact what will be the kinetic energy of the first body? It will be half m1 e1 square. Why? बोलो कुछ प्रॉब्लम है? हेलो, someone is speaking in between. कोई प्रॉब्लम है क्या किसी का? Anyone is having any problem? Hello.
No, sir, no problem.
Okay, then mute your mic. Okay, keep your mic muted. Then it will be better. So it will be what? Half mv square. No, means half m1 u1 square. U1 means what? Before the impact. Why before the impact? Because it will be moving with an initial velocity u. That is why half m1 u1 square. Then the kinetic energy of the second body before impact. It is the half m2 u2 square. Why m2 u2 square? Because half m2 is the second velocity. U2 is, u2 is the second velocity and m2 is the second mass. That is why half m2 u2 square. So now in this way, the total kinetic energy of the two bodies before impact, it will be given by E1. Look, there will be one thing which will be before impact, and one thing which will be after impact. Now in before impact, what it will be? It will be like half. We have to add those things like initial velocity. That means what? Half into m1 into u1 square plus half into m2 into u2 square. No? So in this way you have to add. Now you can write it in this manner. Similarly for after the collision there will be a different kinetic energy. That means after impact. So it can be written as half into m1 into v1 square plus half into m2 into v2 square. No? So now half m1 v1 m2 v2 can be written as like this. Now look, as per the definition, there will be one loss in kinetic energy. Now, so this loss in kinetic energy it will be written in this manner: E1 minus E2 E1 minus E2 means the difference between the kinetic energies. So it will be half m1 E1 square plus half m2 E2 square minus m1 V1. So it will be just difference. So now this equation, if you solve it, then we will be getting the expression in terms of this, which can be said as the EL. Okay, so EL means the loss in kinetic energy. Now this EL will be called what? The loss in kinetic energy. So in this way it will be found out. Okay, so this will be the expression. For you people, from your point of view, just remember this expression, and at the end the impact. Okay, so at the end this thing, just remember these expressions, rest is okay. Okay, now just try to discuss this example. Look what is given here. A ball imprints directly on a similar ball at rest. The first ball is reduced to rest by the impact. Find the coefficient of restitution if half of the initial kinetic energy is lost by the impact. ठीक है, तो इसको कैसे करोगे तुम लोग? Look at the solution. Now, because the second ball is at rest, that is why the initial velocity of the second body u2 will be what? 0. And after the impact, if you see the first ball is reduced to rest, that means v1 will be 0. First of all, from the question, the most important thing that you have to figure out is which one will reduce to 0. After that, you have to find out what, or you have to assume it. Let us assume this: m1 mass of the body, first body, m2 mass of the second body. If they have assumed the both balls to be similar, that is why m2 equal to m1. Now u1 is initial velocity of the first body and v2 is final velocity of the second body. Then E is what? Coefficient of restitution. So now the kinetic energy of the system before impact, it will be U1. U1 equal to, we know, half m1 u1 square plus half m2 u2 square. Now here it will be what? Only half m1 u1 square. Why? Because u2 is equal to 0. Similarly here it will be what? Half m1 v2 square. Why? Because the v1 is equal to, that means final velocity of the body, first body, is equal to 0. So in this way you have to find it out this. Now we have to find out the loss. Loss means what? EL. EL means U1 minus E2. You know U1, you know U2. So M1 U1 square plus M2 M1 V2 square. So these things will be what? Since half of the initial kinetic energy is equal to loss of kinetic energy by impact, therefore half of the initial kinetic energy is equal to this one. So that is why half into half of m1 u1 square equal to half into m1 u1 square minus half into m1 v2 square. So if you put this in the equation, then you will get a relationship of v1 and v2. Then what you can do is, from the value of coefficient of restitution, you can just find it out like this. Right? v2 minus u1 equal to e into u1 minus u2. Then after that what you do is, you substitute the value of v2 in this equation. Then you will get this one. That means you can find out the coefficient of restitution from this. Okay. So I'll type this question and you guys just try to solve. I've explained it to you. ठीक है, अभी तुम लोग को ट्राई करना पड़ेगा ये. Just give me a minute. Can you see the screen? Can you all see the screen?
No, no, we
Now?
can see nothing. So
Now?
no, yes, now we can see.
ये न्यूमेरिकल अभी जो समझा रहा था एक बार ट्राई करो तो उसको सॉल्व करने को तुम लोग। Are you guys trying it? Hello, are you guys trying it?
We're trying.
करो। Anyone who got the answer, can you write in the chat box? Sorry. ये ऐसा नहीं होगा, इसका वैल्यू एक आएगा ना कोफिशिएंट को. Someone asked me about if E equal to 0.5, is it elastic or inelastic? Now E is equal to 0.5 will be in between, na? Between elastic and inelastic. So you just have to write it, it is in between. Huh? Okay, so you have to write it is in between both elastic and inelastic. If E equal to 0.5. Okay. Okay, you do it the numerical, huh? And you can ask me for any doubts if you are having any doubts and all. Okay.
Okay, sir. So